What's up guys? Before we start the video, I just want to show you something really cool. Check it out. You see that right there? 200 subscribers. And honestly, I can't believe that we got to this point already. So I just want to say thank you, because I honestly can't believe that like 200 of you guys are out there supporting me and just enjoy the content I put out. Like when I had 5 subscribers, I was super happy. When I had 10, I was super happy. I had 50, I was very excited, and at 100, as dumb as it may sound, I was like, I peaked. And so you can only imagine how excited and happy I was when I realized that we got double of that. It's just so awesome and surreal, and I have you guys to thank for supporting me. I was just putting out videos on things that I found interesting, and I'm just happy that there's people out there that enjoy it. So again, thank you guys for getting us to 200, and I don't know what the next goal is. Again, I'll keep putting out videos that you guys enjoy and that I enjoy making, and hopefully it just keeps growing. So once again, thank you guys so much. Give yourselves a round of applause, because this only happened because of you guys. Anyway, with that, let's get into the video proper. What is up guys? I'm JKrow101 and welcome back to the other video. So I've been collecting for, I want to say about 8 years now. I started out with Pops, moved on to prize figures, got some Nendoroids, and eventually started collecting scale figures. And in my time collecting, I haven't really gotten figures that I'm upset with or regret buying per se. It's just some figures that as time went on, I probably wouldn't get now, considering just my taste in figures have changed. And so for today's video, that's what we're going to be talking about. My top 5 regrets when it comes to anime figures. Now, like I said before, it's weird for me to call them regrets because I still really like and love all the figures I have, but obviously there are some where, with the benefit of hindsight, I probably wouldn't have gotten. And so this isn't to say that these figures are bad, just more so I probably wouldn't have gone for them now, considering just I'm a different person I was like 5 years ago. So because of that reason, I don't plan to put them in any real order. So 5 could be the same as 1. It really mostly just depends how I feel at the time. I started out by trying to organize them in a list of like 5 to 1, 5 being the one I care about the most technically, and 1 being the one I regret the most. But in reality, it just depends when you ask me how I feel about them. So just know that this list isn't set. It will change depending when you ask me. So yeah, with that, let's get into number 5. Starting our list off at number 5 is the Kurumi and Raphtalia figure. And now this figure makes the list not because of the figure itself, because I think the figure looks amazing. I think the base is cool. I like the orange monster there. I think they did a great job with the sculpt work on Raphtalia, and their painting and shading on the figure is done great. You even get some customizability with this figure because you get 2 different swords you can display her with. So, why do I put this figure on the list when I think she looks great? Simple, because I'm not into the Rising of the Shield hero as I once was. Around season 2, I started falling off, and because I never went back, obviously my care for the characters and the franchise has gone down. I think Raphtalia is still cool, it's just she isn't up there, and so she's fallen out of priority when it comes to characters I would want to display in my collection. Now, maybe my opinions on this would change if I give Shield Hero another chance and get back to watching it. But because that hasn't happened yet, Raphtalia is going to start our list off at number 5. Number 4 on our list is a pair of figures, being the China Dress Kurumi and China Dress Tohka figures from Char Annie. And I won't lie, putting these 2 figures on the list feels a little bad, because these were some of the earliest scale figures I got when I was first collecting scales. And so I have a bit of a soft spot for them. They're nostalgic to me in a weird way. But the biggest reason why I put them on the list is simply because I think and know there are better figures of these characters out on the market, especially of Kurumi. Kurumi has a ton of figures, and in my opinion, they do look better than this Kurumi. I love the dress, but most of the other Kurumi figures have better looking hair, have a better looking face, and so simply because of that, I probably would have never gotten these 2 had I known about the abundance of figures of this character and Tohka out there. Tohka, in my opinion, looks great. Like, I think her face sculpt is great. I think the outfit is done well. I think the hair is done really well. And I'll be honest, the reason why I put them as a pair is very simply because I would have never gotten Tohka had I not gotten Kurumi. It also doesn't help that there are other China dress versions of these characters out on the market, and I even have one of them being the Apex version that includes the Natsumi being the trio. And so, just because I know there are better figures of these characters out there, they make number 4. But don't get me wrong, they're kind of nostalgic. They are some of the figures that got me really into the hobby, but yeah. They still make the list anyway, so I would count them as a regret. Making it to the number 3 spot on the list is the Belfine Tsuyu Asui figure. And to make a long story short, the reason why this figure is on the list is simply because she exists in the wrong time period. Let me explain that a little bit. So, you see, when I originally got this figure, it was because I originally planned to get more figures of this kind of style because I wanted to have a display of these kind of figures where they had other characters like Deku, Uraraka, Toga with, you know, very similar theme where they had the letter in the front, and so it would have looked cool altogether. The thing is, I kind of just decided that I'm not going to make that display, and so she no longer fits in with the other stuff I have. Don't get me wrong, she looks pretty good in the display I have set up with her, with the Spiritel Toga and the To Love Ru Yami figure, but the thing is, she probably isn't one I would have at this point, considering Spiritel made a other Sue figure that I really like and would look better with the Spiritel Toga I have as well. It's just weird because I still think this figure looks awesome. I think Sue looks great. I still think having the comics character in the front is awesome. It's just doesn't really fit my displays anymore, and so in a weird way it's a regret because it's just like a dream I'm never gonna realize. Who knows, maybe I'll go back and go after the others, but for now, Sue will be number 3 on this list. Now, number 2 is the other pair of figures being the Furyu Karyl and Pecorine figures, and I'll be honest, the biggest reason why they make the list is because they're committing war crimes on my display space. Their bases are huge and plain, and it sucks because it makes them very annoying to display. I think the characters look great, I think the effects parts are fine, it's just, I really don't see why they had to have such massive bases, because all it does is take up so much space in my display. And then to make it even worse, the metal rods that support the effects parts makes it annoying to display the underworlds with some, and so they just kind of become annoying for me. It also doesn't help that Karyl is one of those figures I had to buy twice because the first one I got came in damaged, and so had I had like the future sight of being like, it's okay to pass on some things you like at the time, I probably wouldn't have gotten these 2 figures. Kokoro is great, like her base is great, the figure looks great, I'm happy with her, she could stay. But these 2 are kind of regrets solely because they take up too much space when you try to display them. Now, number 1 on our list is Chora Annie's Holo Plentiful Apple Harvest version, and this one makes a list for a couple reasons. One, I think they could have done a better job with the look of this figure. Like, I think the face could have been done better. I think the effect on the hair, where towards the tips it becomes like translucent, I think they could have done a better effect with the hair. And the base could have been much better done. And so that's like the biggest reason. The figure itself isn't amazing. It's not like gonna blow your mind. It's just alright. But that's like the issue, especially because Holo has so many figures out on the market, and it doesn't help that Good Smile kind of put out their own version of this figure called Scent of Fruits, which is a more dynamic looking version of this figure. Like literally, check it out. It's this figure but premium. Which feels so bad to say because I still think this figure looks pretty good. I know there's a lot of people who don't like how this Holo looks, but I think there's a certain charm to it. But because there are just so many other Holo figures out there that would honestly probably fit other people's collection better, I have to put this one on the list, especially because I know myself, if something were to happen and I were to lose or this holo would get damaged, I probably wouldn't buy it again. So that is the reason why this figure makes #1 on our list. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. This video was very tough for me to make, and it's because I don't have anything I like truly regret, you know? Like, the ones I did put on this list, I put on because I got them early on, or I was just too invested to a franchise that I kind of fell out of later. But I don't look at my collection and think, oh man, I can't believe I bought this, oh I shouldn't have bought that. I look at my collection and I go, huh, what a waste of money. Man, how awesome is this collection? It's like, just so fun. I have things I like, and honestly that's a feeling I should have. It's a hobby, and I'm curating the collection to how I want it to be. And honestly, that's the whole reason why we're in this. To collect anime figures and things that we enjoy. So, the big takeaway is, I guess don't take things too seriously and just enjoy what you have. Anyway, my camera is giving me the overheat signal, and so I should probably wrap this up soon. And I just want to say, again, thank you guys for getting us to 200 subscribers. It's honestly just something that I find so mind-blowing, and I'm so appreciative and thankful that you guys are supporting me in this channel. It's honestly amazing. If you guys have any stories of your own, like any figures that you regret or anything that you find favorite, because let's try to keep things positive, let me know in the comment section below. And if you did enjoy the video, consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. Anyway guys, that will be all from me, and be sure to take it easy. Remember, I collect because
They're simple and beautiful and because they make me happy.